Hiranyakashipu Tanubrinam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare Pralaya Prabodhijale Chittavan Asivetam Vichavahichacharitam Aketam Keshavagita Nina Sarida Jaya Jagadesha Hare Keshavagita Nina Sarida Jaya Jagadesha Hare. One more time. Kavakara Kamala Bhare Nakamada Buddha Singham Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubrinam Keshavagita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare. One more time. Kavakara Kamala Bhare Nakamada Buddha Singham Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubrinam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Pralaya Prabodhijale Chittavan Asivedam Vichavahichacharitam Aketam Keshavadita Vina Sarira Jaya Jagadesha Hare Keshavadita Vina Sarira Jaya Jagadesha Hare. Okay, everybody. Om Tabakara Kamala Bhare. Again. Tabakara Kamala Bhare Nakamada Buddha Singham Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubrinam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare. Again. Tabakara Kamala Bhare Nakamada Buddha Singham Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubrinam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadesha Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare Pralaya Prabhu Jale Chittavan Asivedam Vihitra Vahitra Charidam Akedam Kesavadita Vina Sarira Jai Jagadesha Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Tavakara Kamala Bhare Nakamadabhuta Singham Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Kesavadvita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadesha Hare Tavakara Kamala Bhare Hari Rupa Jai Jagadesha Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Nizai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Gaura Premanandi Ki Jai. This is a very famous bhajan written by Jayadev Goswami about the Dasavatars. Hare Krishna. Collect the other ones. So this is a very beautiful bhajan written by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya over 500 years ago when he met Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, incarnation of Krishna, the combined incarnation of Radha and Krishna. And he was so impressed by the Lord that he wrote these beautiful verses glorifying Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is an echo here. Ujvala varna gauravara deham vilasita niravadi bhavani deham. Ujvala varna gauravara deham vilasita niravadi bhavani deham. Ujvala varna gauravara deham Vilasita Niravadi Bhavavideham Tribhuvana Pavana Kripayalesam Tam Pranamami Cha Shri Sachitanayam Tribhuvana Pavana Kripayalesam Tam Pranamami Cha Shri Sachitanayam 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Rama Hare Gadgadantara Baba Vikaram Durajana Tarajana Nahada Visalam Gadgadantara Baba Vikarakaram Durajana Tarajana Nahada Visalam Baba Baya Vyanjana Karuna Karunam Tam Pranamami Cha Shri Sachitanayam 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 Arunam Bharatalam Sharukapolam Indumindita Nakachaya Ruchiram Narandam Bharatalam Sharukapolam Indumindita Nakachaya Ruchiram Jalpita Nijaguna Namaninodam Tam Pranamami Cha Shri Sachitanayam Jalpita Nijaguna Namaninodam Tam Pranamami Cha Shri Sachitanayam 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 Vigalita Nayana Kamala Jaladaram Bhusana Navarasa Bhava Vikaram Ati Gatiyati Mantara Vidya Vilasam Tam Pranamami Cha Shri Sachitanayam Gatiyati Mantara Tam Pranamami Cha Shri Sachitanayam 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 Chanchala Charu Charana Gati Ruchiram Manjira Ranjita Padayuga Maduram Chanchala Charu Charana Gati Ruchiram Manjira Ranjita Padayuga Maduram Kanda Vinindita Sitala Vadanam Tam pranamami cha Sri Satchitanayam. 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 Jita kati dora kamandalu dandam. Divya kalevara mundita mundam. Dora kamandalu dandam. Divya kalevara mundita mundam. Durjana kalmasa kandala dandam. Tam pranamami cha Sri Satchitanayam. Tam pranamami cha Sri Satchitanayam. Tam pranamami cha Sri Satchitanayam. Tam pranamami cha Bhusana Bhuraja Alakavalitam Kampita Bimbadara Varavuchiram. Malaya Virachita Ujvala Dilakam. Tam pranamami cha Sri Satchitanayam. 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 Nindita aruna kamaladala nayanam. Atanulambita Shri Puja Yugalam. Nindita aruna kamaladala nayanam. Atanulambita Shri Puja Yugalam. Kalevara Kaishwara Nartakavesam. Tam pranamami cha Sri Satchitanayam. Kalevara Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol, 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 Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, 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 Nitai Gaur, Premanande ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Bol. So this is a wonderful bhajan. I'll just read one or two of the verses. Streams of ecstatic tears flow from his eyes, his lotus eyes. He is ornamented with transformations of ecstasy, caused by ever-new loving mellows. His pastimes of dancing exhibit very slow and graceful movements. Unto that son of Sri Sachi Devi I bow. The nimble movements of his beautiful dancing feet are very pleasing. Those 2 feet are sweetened by tinkling ankle bells. His soothing face surpasses the cooling rays of the moon. Unto the son of Sri Sachi Devi I bow. So you see, these are very emotionally laden verses, glorifying the beauty and the spiritual ecstasy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna. Sure. Nitin. You go ahead, you collect. You distribute this. This next bhajan are the beautiful prayers sung by the gopis. It's all in Sanskrit, expressing their love for Krishna. And it's called the Gopi Gita. And you can read this in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The gopis have unimaginable love for Krishna, and they express it with these beautiful verses. Jayati te dikam janma vaja Shayata indira sasvadattahi Dayita drishtitam dikshutavakas Tvayadrita savas tam vichinvate Jayati te dikam janma vraja Shayata indira sasvadatrahi Dayita krishyatam dikshutavakas Tvayadrita savas tam vichimbate Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Sarada udasaye sadhu jata sad sarasi jodara shimusha drisa surata natate sukadasika varate niknato neha kumbada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Vishajalabhyayam yala rakshasam Vasamarutan vaidutanaya Vishamayat ratmat Vishatobhayam Vishabhatevayam Rakshitamuhu. Vishamarutatam Vayutanara Vishamayatmaja Vishvatobhayam Vishabhatevayam Rakshitamuhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nakalo Gopika Nandano Bhavan Akila Dehinam Antaratmadrik Vikana Statito Vishwaguptaye Saka Udeyivan Satvatam Gule. Vikana Statito Vishwaguptaye Saka Udeyivan Satvatam Gule. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Virachita Bayam Vishnu Duyate Charanam Dushkantam Samshrite Bayad Karasaroram Tanta Kamadam Shirasi Dehina Shikaragraham. Charana Yisheham Samskrite Bayat Karasaroram Kanta Kamadam Shirasi Dehina Shikaragraham. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vraja Janatiham Vidayoshitam Nija Janasmaya Vamsanasmita Vaja Sake Baba Kinkarismaino Jalaruharanam Charudasaya Vraja Janatiham Vidayoshitam Nija Janasmaya Dvamsanasmita Bhaja Saki Bhavat Kinkarismano Jararuhananam Charudasaya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Pranada Dehinam Papakarshanam Trinacharunugam Shiniketanam Panipanarpitam Te Padam Ujam Kinukutyushemuna Kidirikchayam Pranata Dehinam Papakarshanam Trinacharunugam Shiniketanam Gani Papalatam Te Padam Pujam Kinukukeshana Kidirikchayam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Madhuraya Jira Bhagavatyaya Buddha Manogyaya Pushkarekshana Vidikaririma Viryamuyati Adara Sungyataya Yasvana Bhagavatyaya Buddha Manogyaya Pushkarekshana Vidikaririma Viryamuyati Adara Sidunaya Pyaya Yasvana. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tavakatamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibiditam Kalmasapaham Shravana Mangalam Shrimadatam Bhuvi Grinantiye Buridajana Tavakatamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavividitam Kalmasapaham Shavana Mangalam Shrimadantatam Bhuvi Grinantiye Bhuri Jandanam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, Haribo, Gora Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Nitai Gora Premanandi ki jai, Gopi Gita ki jai, Gora Premanandi Haribo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Granth Raj ki jai, bolo Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande Haribo. So tonight we're going to discuss one of my favorite subjects, Lord Shiva. Since we celebrated Shivaratri, it's good to know how dear Lord Shiva is to the Vaishnavas. In fact, Lord Shiva is the founder of one of the Vaishnava Sampradayas. The Rudra Sampradaya was founded by him, and it's a bona fide Vaishnava Sampradaya. But of course, Lord Shiva has three types of disciples. Those who follow the Rudra Sampradaya are genuine devotees, Vaishnavas. Those who are materialists approach Lord Shiva only for material benefit. And third, because Shiva is very, very merciful, the most merciful guru in the whole universe, he will accept demons, pisachas, bhutas, ghosts, hobgoblins, monsters as disciples. And oftentimes he's criticized for this, but he tries to help them. He accepts all the rejects of the other gurus. And he tries to help them. But it's a perilous journey. So tonight, we're going to hear, first of all, what Srila Prabhupada has said about Lord Shiva. And he said a lot about him. If you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, you'll find tons of information about Lord Shiva. And you can see all these posters here. These are all pastimes of Lord Shiva that are in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, there was one devotee who asked Srila Prabhupada a question, and he said, Srila Prabhupada, in Winnipeg, Canada, there is one very pious East Indian man who for many years has been worshipping Lord Shiva. And his wife is also a very chaste woman and sincere follower of Lord Shiva. And so were her parents, and traditionally in their family they worship Lord Shiva for many generations. And this man is reading your Bhagavad Gita, and he has read in one of your purports that Krishna is more pleased when you worship his devotee than when you worship him directly. Aradhananam sarvesam Vishnu aradhanam param. So this is Parvati Devi one time asked Lord Shiva, who is the best person to worship? And he said, of all persons, the best person is Lord Vishnu. However, even better than Lord Vishnu is to worship what's in relationship to Lord Vishnu, or Krishna, such as Govardhan, Shalagram Shila, and of course his devotee. So this is what the man read. And so, and he has read in one of your purports that Krishna is more pleased when you worship his devotee than when you worship him directly. And Lord Shiva is a very great devotee of Krishna. So he has now interpreted that to mean that if he worships Lord Shiva so nicely, then actually he is pleasing Krishna more. So he is experiencing some difficulty because of this, and I am not quite sure how to instruct him. Well, what difficulty can he be experiencing? The devotees can criticize him and say, you shouldn't worship Lord Shiva, you should worship Krishna, right? But he read that statement by Prabhupada, and it's a true statement. And Prabhupada says, difficulty? What difficulty is he experiencing? And the devotee says, well, our god brother has difficulty in replying to this interpretation that Krishna says, you can please me by worshipping my devotee. And Lord Shiva is the devotee of Krishna. So therefore this man says, then I shall worship Lord Shiva. In that way I shall please Krishna. Prabhupada. But if he accepts Lord Shiva as a devotee of Krishna, then by worshipping Lord Shiva he would be benefited. If he thinks Lord Shiva is an independent god, then he will not be benefited. Devotee. I've got him to accept that Lord Shiva is a devotee of Krishna, but there's no practical instruction in his worldly activities. There are no practical instructions for his worldly activities. Prabhupada, no. Vaishnavanam yata Sambhu. Amongst the Vaishnavas, Sambhu, Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava. So we worship Lord Shiva as Vaishnava. We give respect to Vaishnavas. So why not Lord Shiva? Lord Shiva is a big Vaishnava. But generally, the devotees of Lord Shiva, they take Lord Shiva as an independent god. That is actually offensive. If you know that Lord Shiva is also a devotee, you can give more respect to Lord Shiva. Krishna will be pleased. Devotee. Srila Prabhupada, he does not chant Hare Krishna, he chants Om Shivaya Namaha. Prabhupada, that's all right. Devotee, it's all right? Prabhupada, he will gradually become devotee. When God, Lord Shiva, will be pleased upon him, he will advise to worship Lord Vishnu. Devotee, he is already trying, the devotee preaching to this man is already trying to tell him to follow in your footsteps. Surely, just before I left, he said he will try once again to chant 16 rounds of japa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. He has tried already. He has a taste for japa. Prabhupada, if he simply understands that Lord Shiva is a Vaishnava, and if he worships Lord Shiva, then he will get all benefit. This was a discussion in 1975. Now, in the Srimad Bhagavatam 4th canto, 6th chapter, 39th verse, it says, all the sages and demigods, headed by Indra, offered their respectful obeisances unto Lord Shiva with folded hands. Lord Shiva was dressed in saffron garments and absorbed in trance, thus appearing to be the foremost of all sages. And in the purport, or commentary to this verse, Prabhupada writes, the word Brahmananda is significant in this verse. Brahmananda or Brahma Nirvana is explained by Prahlad Maharaj. When one is completely absorbed in the Adhoksaja, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is beyond the sense perception of materialistic persons, one is situated in Brahmananda. So another name of Krishna is Ahoksaja, which means you cannot understand him with materially infected senses. The senses must be purified by Krishna consciousness to be able to perceive Krishna. It is impossible. That is why many people who come here, they look at the deities and they think they're idols. That's because they have materially infected senses. How do the senses become infected? When the mind has a desire to enjoy the material world, it contaminates the senses, therefore one cannot see properly. As soon as that thought of enjoying the material world through sense gratification, domination, exploitation, etc., is purified, and one realizes I'm the eternal servant of Krishna, then their senses become purified, they can actually see Krishna. It is impossible to conceive of the existence, name, form, quality, and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he is transcendentally situated beyond the conception of materialistic persons. Because materialists cannot imagine or conceive of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they may think that God is dead, but actually he is always existing in his Satchit Ananda Vigraha, eternal form of bliss and knowledge. Constant meditation concentrated on the form of the Lord is called samadhi, ecstasy or trance. Samadhi means particularly concentrated attention. So one who has achieved the qualification of always meditating on the personality of Godhead is to be understood to be always in trance and enjoying Brahma Nirvana or Brahmananda. Lord Shiva exhibited those symptoms, and therefore it is stated that he is absorbed in Brahmananda. Another significant word in this verse is Yoga Kaksham. Yoga Kaksha is the sitting posture in which the left thigh is fixed under one's tightly knotted saffron-colored garment. Also, the words Manusam Adyam are significant here because they mean a philosopher or one who is thoughtful and can think very nicely. Such a man is called Manu. Lord Shiva is described in this verse as the chief of all thinkers. Lord Shiva, of course, does not engage in useless mental speculation, but as stated in the previous verse, he is always thoughtful regarding how to deliver the demons from their fallen condition of life. It is said that during the advent of Lord Chaitanya, Sadashiva appeared as Advaita Prabhu. And Advaita Prabhu's chief concern was to elevate the fallen conditioned souls to the platform of devotional service to Lord Krishna. Since people were engaged in useless occupations which would continue their material existence, Lord Shiva, in the form of Lord Advaita, appealed to the Supreme Lord to appear as Lord Chaitanya to deliver these illusioned souls. Actually, Lord Chaitanya appeared on the request of Lord Advaita. Similarly, Lord Shiva has a sampradaya, the Rudra Sampradaya. He is always thinking about the deliverance of the fallen souls as exhibited by Lord Advaita Prabhu. So here is another astonishing understanding of Lord Shiva. He appeared as Advaita Acharya, the incarnation of Mahavishnu. So therefore, Lord Shiva, to understand Shiva Tattva, is very difficult for most people because Lord Shiva is present in the spiritual world and present in the material world. In the spiritual world, he's called Sadashiva, and he is non-different than Mahavishnu. In the material world, he's called Rudra, and he's slightly tinged or slightly influenced by the mode of tamas, ignorance. Therefore, people who worship him in the form of Rudra, they develop tamasic qualities. People who worship him as Sadashiva, they develop transcendental qualities. That's why Shiva Tattva is difficult to understand. Most people only understand him as Rudra, and therefore they remain anchored in the material world of lust, anger, greed, so forth. It's only when they understand Shiva as Sadashiva, then they become purified and blessed by the Lord to become a sincere devotee of Lord Vishnu or Krishna. So, Vaishnavas never offend the devatas or the demigods. So if you know a Vaishnava who speaks badly about the devas, then you know he's on a very low level of Vaishnava knowledge and practice. There's a verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 7th chapter, 49th verse, that says, Maitreya continued, "My dear sinless Vidura, Lord Vishnu is actually the enjoyer of the results of all sacrifices. Yet, because of his being the super soul of all living entities, he was satisfied simply with his share of the sacrificial offerings. He therefore addressed Daksha in a pleasing attitude." So, there was once a great sacrifice and festival organized by Daksha, who is one of the principal Prajapatis and the son of Brahma. And his daughter, Sati, was married to Lord Shiva. Sati is Durga Mata, but she has different appearances. And ostensibly, Sati wanted to go and see her father and all her mother and her sisters and her relatives. They were all on the heavenly planets. She was living with Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva is always in meditation, always doing tapasya. So for her, she was the daughter of one of the biggest, let's say, Prajapatis and kings in the material world. She was used to opulent life, and she had been away from home for a long time. And she wanted to put on nice saris and be with her sisters and her mother and her family and be part of this sacrifice. But actually, her real purpose was this. She knew that her father, Daksha, had a negative opinion of her husband, Lord Shiva. And she wanted to go and try and convince him to change his attitude. So she went, although her husband, Lord Shiva, told her, don't go. You know your father doesn't like me. If you hear something, some criticism of me from him, you'll be very discouraged. But, as women sometimes do, they don't listen to their husbands. So she went. And when she went, Daksha did show disrespect to Lord Shiva. Usually whenever there's a big yajna, special prasadam is set out for Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Indra, and the other major devatas. Daksha purposely did not put any prasadam for Lord Shiva, and Sati noticed that. And then also Daksha spoke some insulting words, and Sati became so upset that she wanted to cut off all relationship with her father, and her body, of course, was a production of her father, so she decided to commit sati. And through mystic meditation, she set her body on fire. She didn't need a match. She knew how to do that. And with the fire of her, let's say, disgust, her body burned. When this happened, Lord Shiva, hearing this and knowing that Daksha insulted him, he became very angry and manifested his nature as Rudra. And with all the armies of the Pisachas, the Bhutas, and the other, let's say, followers of Lord Shiva on the lower planets, they invaded the heavenly planets. And at first there was cursing and counter-cursing between the Brahmanas, followers of Lord Brahma, and Daksha, who are first-class Brahmanas like Brihaspati, Bhrigu, Muni, and so forth, and then the followers of Lord Shiva. And the effect of that counter-cursing is still experienced today, because there's still some animosity between Vaishnavas and Shaivites. This was very acute in the time of Ramanujacharya, where the Chola Shaivite kings in South India tried to kill him. And he escaped, fortunately, by the help of his devotees, but one of his devotees, his eyes were poked out, and so many things happened. So that type of animosity is the result of that cursing and counter-cursing. However, when the cursing and counter-cursing finished, then basically there was extreme anger. Whenever people use harsh language, whenever people start insulting each other or cursing each other, it usually leads to violence. In fact, one time they had a report about different mosques in the United States, and they recorded some of their prayers. And in one mosque, after the prayer was over, they spent 1 hour cursing America. 1 hour, May all the women in America have, abortions. May the president die in an airplane crash, and like that. Just for 1 hour, just cursing. So this is not something that happened in the past. It's something that happens today also. But it's due to the mode of ignorance. It's not due to some transcendental spiritual consciousness. So anyway, it led to violence. Eventually, Lord Shiva cut off the head of Daksha and killed him. And they completely contaminated the whole yajna by urinating and passing stool. And a lot of Brahmins were killed, and some of the demons were killed. And afterwards, there was a period of, let's say, peace-making. And eventually, Lord Shiva's anger subsided, and then there was making up and apologizing. Eventually, Shiva put Daksha's head back on, but not the original head. He put the head of a donkey on it. because he was so upset. A goat. Okay, goat. And then afterwards, the following happens. That if a person does not know that he is misled, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu has nothing to demand from anyone. He is self-satisfied, self-sufficient, but he accepts the offerings of yajna because of his friendly attitude toward all living entities. So Lord Vishnu accepts offerings, right? It is said in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhakta Prayachati. If any devotee offers Lord Krishna even a small leaf or a flower or water, if it is offered with love and affection, the Lord accepts it and is pleased. Although he is self-sufficient and does not need anything from anyone, he accepts such offerings because, as the Supersoul, or Paramatma, he has such a friendly attitude toward all living entities. Another point here is that the Lord, or Lord Krishna, does not encroach upon another's share. In the yajna, there is a share for the demigods, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, and a share for Lord Vishnu. He is satisfied with his own share and does not encroach upon others. Indirectly, Maitreya Muni indicated that Lord Krishna was not satisfied with Daksha's trying to deny Lord Shiva his share. Maitreya addressed Vidura as sinless because Vidura was a pure Vaishnava and never committed any offense to any demigod. Although Vaishnavas accept Lord Vishnu as the supreme, they are not prone to offend demigods. They give the demigods proper respect. Vaishnavas accept Lord Shiva as the best Vaishnava. For a Vaishnava, there's no possibility of offending any demigods, and the demigods are also pleased with the Vaishnavas because they are faultless devotees of Lord Vishnu. Now, Prabhupada has explained there's no harm in worshipping demigods. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 30th chapter, 38th verse, the verse says, Dear Lord, by virtue of a moment's association with Lord Shiva, who is very dear to you, and who is your most intimate friend, we were fortunate to attain you. You are the most expert physician, capable of treating the incurable disease of material existence. On account of our great fortune, we have been able to take shelter at your lotus feet. It has been said, Harim vina na mritim taranti. Without taking shelter of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, one cannot attain relief from the clutches of Maya, the repetition of birth, old age, disease, and death. The Prashetas received the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, by the grace of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the supreme devotee of Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vaishnavanam Yata Sambhu, the most exalted Vaishnava is Lord Shiva. And those who are actually devotees of Lord Shiva follow Lord Shiva's advice and take shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. The so-called devotees of Lord Shiva, who are simply after material prosperity, are in a way deceived by Lord Shiva. He does not actually deceive them because Lord Shiva has no business deceiving people. But because the so-called devotees of Lord Shiva want to be deceived, Lord Shiva, who is very easily pleased, allows them all kinds of material benedictions. These benedictions might ironically result in the destruction of the so-called devotees of Lord Shiva. For example, Ravana took all material benedictions from Lord Shiva, but the result was that he was ultimately destroyed with his family, kingdom, and everything else because he misused Lord Shiva's benediction. Because of his material power, he became very proud and puffed up, so that he dared kidnap the wife of Lord Ramachandra. In this way, he was ruined. To get material benedictions from Lord Shiva is not difficult, but actually these are not benedictions. The Prachetas received the benediction from Lord Shiva, and as a result they attained the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. This is real benediction, or Asirbad. The gopis also worship Lord Shiva in Vrindavana, and the Lord is still staying there as Gopishwara. Shiva has assumed the body of a gopi. We'll explain that in a minute. The gopis, however, prayed that Lord Shiva bless them by giving them Lord Krishna as their husband. There is no harm in worshipping the demigods, provided that one's aim is to return home back to Godhead. Generally, people go to the demigods for material benefit, as indicated in Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 20th verse. Kamaistaistar hitagyana prapadyante nya devata tamtam niyamam astaya pratkritya niyatam swaya. Those whose minds are distorted by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. One enamored by material benefits is called hitagyana, one who has lost his intelligence. In this connection, it is to be noted that sometimes in revealed scriptures, Lord Shiva is described as being non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The point is that Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are so intimately connected that there is no difference in opinion. The actual fact is, Ekale Ishwara Krishna Arasava Britya. The only Supreme Master is Krishna and all others are his devotees or servants. This is the real fact, and there's no difference of opinion between Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu in this connection. Nowhere in revealed scripture does Lord Shiva claim to be equal to Lord Vishnu. This is simply the creation of the so-called devotees of Lord Shiva, who claim that Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are one. This is strictly forbidden in the Vaishnava Tantra. Yastu Narayanam Devam. Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, and Lord Brahma are intimately connected as master and servants. Shiva Varinchinutam. Vishnu is honored and offered obeisances by Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. To consider that they are all equal is a great offense. They are all equal in the sense that Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and all others are his eternal servants. So, when we approach the demigods, the devatas, and ask not for material benefits, as they do, like when one approaches Devi or Durga Mata, they say, Dhanam Dehi, Janam Dehi, Rupam Dehi, Yaso Devi, Dehi, 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 gimme, gimme, gimme. So many things. Then one will shortchange themselves or cheat themselves because material benefits are temporary. That's not a real blessing. A person who can give you eternal life, that is a real blessing. And the devas, when you approach them for material benefits, they give them to you, but that only keeps you in the material world. You have to take birth again to get those material benefits. But if you approach the devas to get the blessing, to become a sincere devotee of Krishna, they do a switch. Now they bless you to have Krishna's mercy. This is a secret. If you understand this, you'll never have any problems. If you don't understand it, you get cheated by phony brahmanas who perform all the Vedic yagyas for material benefit. And how do you know they're doing that? In the beginning they'll say, repeat the word, mama. What does mama mean? Huh? For me. They're going to cheat you then. Because all Vedic yagyas, Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Suridam Sarvabhutanam, Tatvamam Santam Richati. All Vedic mantras are meant to please Lord Vishnu or Krishna. There's no difference between Lord Vishnu and Krishna. So, if they have you say mama, then you want the benefit for yourself, therefore you will only get material benefits which will keep you in the material world. You'll get the benefit. Just like sometimes you read, someone won the lottery, $45 million. And then a year or two later you hear, they went bankrupt and committed suicide. Why? Because that money corrupted them. Right? So in the same way, if you ask for material benefits from the devatas, you will get them. But it'll corrupt you. You'll become like Ravana, puffed up, proud. You'll even want to kidnap Sita. Sita is Lakshmi, right? So people want to kidnap Lakshmi, take Lakshmi away from Vishnu or Narayana. So you become a thief, and then Narayana will punish you. And Lakshmi will punish you because she'll become chanchal, unsteady. So the money will come, and the money will go. By the way, the way you know if someone is good with money or not, ask them to put their hand up like this in front of you. If you can see air and holes between the fingers, you know they can't hold on to money. Okay? Yeah. So this is a test. There are many things like this in the Vedas. If you read, especially the Atharva Veda, if you read it carefully, you will learn many, many things, how to recognize things in this world. All these secrets are there, but nobody's interested in the Vedas. They're interested in Microsoft certification. So they miss all this essential knowledge to exist successfully in the material world and get out of the cycle of birth and death. So here, those whose minds are distorted by material desires surrender unto the devatas and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. One enamored by material benefits is called Hrita Jnana, one who has lost his intelligence. In this connection, it is to be noted that sometimes in revealed scriptures, Lord Shiva is described as being non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, oneness, the real understanding of oneness is not that Jiva becomes Paramatma, or at one point through meditation you become Shivam, or Brahman. That's not oneness. That is noneness. Oneness is when you become agreeable to follow the Lord's order, then you're one with the Lord. Just like if you have a son or daughter, and when they're young, you say, take the trash out. Yes, mommy. Come back in right away and do your homework. Yes, mommy. And we're going to go to the temple. Oh, good, mommy. I want to go to the temple. Then when they get a little older, you say, take the trash out. You take it out. I'm tired. Okay, come back and do your homework. I don't want to do my homework tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. And we're going to the temple. I don't want to go to the temple. It gives me a headache. They go like this. Ching, 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 ching. It gives me a headache. I don't want to go. Okay. So, when they were younger, there was oneness. When they got older, now there's two-ness or noneness. You see? So, oneness is being perfectly agreeable. Just like a father, he tells his son, don't smoke. Don't hang out with bad people. You know, don't do this, don't do that. Do this, don't do that. And if the son or the daughter agree and follow the father and mother's advice, there's oneness. If you meet the son, you'll meet the father, because the son and the father are in perfect agreement. That is the real meaning of oneness. Oneness is not, I become God by doing some meditation, or I merge into some oneness. That's all a bunch of nonsense. It has no factual reality to it. Okay, so next, the proper way to worship the devatas. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, 7th chapter, 55th verse, the sage Maitreya said, thus Daksha, the head of all Prajapatis, having been nicely instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, worshipped Lord Vishnu. After worshipping him by performing the prescribed sacrificial ceremonies, Daksha separately worshipped Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. And Srila Prabhupada explains, Lord Vishnu should be offered everything, and his prasada, or his prasadam, should be distributed to all the devatas. This practice is still followed in the temple of Jagannath at Puri. There are many temples of devatas around the main temple of Jagannatha, and the prasada, which is offered first to Jagannatha, is distributed to all the devata temples and devata murtis. The deity of Bhagalan is Lord Shiva, and Bhagalan means he has necklaces of skulls, right? The deity of Bhagalan is offered first, is worshipped with the prasada of Vishnu, and also in the famous Lord Shiva temple of Bhuvaneshwara. So there are, I think there's 4 famous temples of Lord Shiva in India. One of them is in Bhuvaneshwara, which is very close to Jagannath Puri. I've been there. And it's one of the main temples of Lord Shiva in India, right? So, in the famous Lord Shiva temple of Bhuvaneshwara, the prasada of Lord Vishnu or Lord Jagannath is offered to the deity of Lord Shiva. This is the Vaishnava principle. The Vaishnava does not deride even ordinary living entities, including the small ant, Everyone is offered proper respect according to his position. The offering, however, is in relation to the center, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna or Vishnu. The devotee who is highly elevated sees the relationship to Krishna in everything. He does not see anything as being independent of Krishna. That is his vision of oneness. So, there was a person in our community who traditionally worshipped Lord Shiva and Mata and Ganapati. Traditionally, maybe it goes back, 10, 20 generations in his family. So when he came to the temple, devotees were saying, oh, no, don't worship devas, only worship Krishna. So this put him in a great dilemma. He liked the temple, but now people were telling him something that would separate him from his tradition, right? So he came up to me privately one day and said, Prabhu, this is my problem. Do you have any advice for me? I said, well, the problem is the people saying don't do this, they don't understand themselves what is right and what is wrong. There is a correct way to worship the devatas. The correct way is you offer first to Krishna, and then you take Krishna's prasadam and you offer to the devatas. That way they're very satisfied. And they will bless you as gurus, genuine gurus, that you will get Krishna prema, love of Krishna. But if you offer to the devas equally, in other words, you have some plate in front of Krishna, you put plate in front of each of the devas and offer it equally, then neither the devas are satisfied, neither Lord Krishna is satisfied, because you made a mistake. Just like, let's say your grandparents come and visit you, and your children always respect you, but they don't respect your grandparents. Would that work? No, that doesn't work. They would have to show first respect to your grandparents and then to the parents. Say. So, in the same way, there is a hierarchy in the material and spiritual world. And as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhava, matak sarvam pravartate, iti matva bhajante mam, buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the origin of everything material and spiritual. Those who know this worship me with undivided attention. So, this is the understanding of the devas also. They are all worshippers of Lord Vishnu. They derive all their powers from Lord Vishnu or Krishna. So when we offer to Krishna and then offer to the devas, they are more pleased than if you offer to them separately. This is a secret, because if you offer them properly, they bless you to attain pure love of Krishna. If you offer them incorrectly, they'll bless you with material benefits that'll keep you in the material world. Now, does that mean if I don't worship the devas, I won't get any material benefits? No. When a person is sincerely pleasing Lord Krishna, you simultaneously please all the devatas. But they will bless you in a measured way, in such a way that whatever material benefits you have is just enough to keep you peaceful and happy, but not too much that you'll become puffed up and proud. See? Okay, so then next, and then we'll stop very quickly. If we surrender completely to Krishna, then Krishna will protect the devotee from all material contamination. This is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, 7th chapter, 30th verse. Sri Bhikkhu Muni said, My dear Lord, all living entities, beginning from the highest, namely Lord Brahma, down to the ordinary ant, are under the influence of the insurmountable spell of illusory energy, and thus they are ignorant of their constitutional position. Everyone believes in the concept of the body, and all are thus submerged in the darkness of illusion. They are actually unable to understand how you live in every living entity as the super soul or Paramatma, nor can they understand your absolute position. But you are the eternal friend and protector of all surrendered souls. Therefore, please be kind toward us and forgive all our offenses. So Bhrigu Muni was one of the main brahmanas of Daksha and of course Lord Brahma. And he's praying for the protection of the Lord. Bhrigu Muni was conscious of the scandalous behavior exhibited by each and every one of them, including Brahma and Lord Shiva, in the sacrificial ceremony of Daksha. By mentioning Brahma, the chief of all living entities within this material world, he wanted to state that everyone, including also Brahma and Lord Shiva, is under the concept of the body and under the spell of material energy, all but Lord Vishnu. This is the version of Bhrigu Muni. As long as one is under the concept of the body as self, it is very difficult to understand the Supersoul or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Conscious that he was not greater than Brahma, Bhrigu included himself in the list of offenders. Ignorant personalities or conditioned souls have no choice but to accept their precarious condition under material nature. The only remedy is to surrender to Lord Vishnu and always pray to be excused. One should depend only on the causeless mercy of the Lord for deliverance and not even slightly on one's own strength. That is the perfect position of a Krishna-conscious person. The Lord is everyone's friend, but he is especially friendly to the surrendered soul. The simple process, therefore, is that the conditioned soul should remain surrendered to the Lord, and the Lord will give him all protection to keep him out of the clutches of material contamination. So, Krishna guarantees that his devotee will always be protected by him. We should trust Krishna's words. He says, Konteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Declare it boldly, Arjuna, that my devotee never perishes. So, the one thing we need more than anything else in this world is protection of Krishna. And in a state of feeling protected by the Lord, just like he protected Draupadi when she was being stripped, she protected Arjuna, and he protected Arjuna in the battle of Kurukshetra. He protected Prahlad Maharaj, whose father was trying to kill him. He protected Dhruva Maharaj, who was rejected by his father. He'll protect us also. He'll protect you. When you're protected, then you no longer have fear. All your good qualities come out. It's only when we're fearful and in anxiety that our bad qualities manifest. If you're secure and have faith in Krishna, then all your good qualities come out. Compassion, love, empathy, tolerance, peace, patience. All this good behavior comes out when you're sure that Krishna is your protector. Just like, let's say you're listening to the evening news and it says, ladies and gentlemen, North Korea has just sent a missile to Seattle. You have 2 hours to save yourself. This happened actually recently in Hawaii, right? If you read the newspaper. They made a wrong declaration and the people were in deep anxiety for a half an hour and they were going crazy. Well, will your children become anxious? No. Why? Because they know their parents are going to protect them. And you're anxious. You're worried, but your kids are not worried. I mean, little kids, right? That is our position. If we have faith in Krishna, we know he's going to protect us. We're not going to be worried. Somehow or other, the Lord will protect us. And I've seen this many, many times. But when we become anxious and fearful, then we do very strange things and we develop strange attitudes. So, we should have this faith, and you build up this faith by associating with people of faith. You don't build it up by associating with people who have no faith. For example, if I take an iron bar and put it in fire and leave it in the fire, eventually it becomes fire. So, you want to get fired up with faith, you must associate with people of faith. And people of faith follow the rules of Sanatana Dharma. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit activities outside of marriage. They're always hearing and chanting Shravanam Kirtanam about Lord Krishna, and they're always accepting only prasadam, and they're always chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. And they're regularly coming to the temple to recharge their battery. It's like having an electric car. You have to recharge it regularly. So we have the special recharging equipment here. Standing on the altar right there, the actual deity of Radha and Krishna, and Sita and Ram, and Jagannath, Subhadra Baladev, and Lakshmi Nrsimhadev, they will recharge, and Gaurnitai, they will recharge your battery every time you come and bow down to them. Okay, and then lastly, Lord Shiva actually became a gopi. His name is Gopishwara Shiva, and I'm going to recite the story now how that happened. Once, while in deep meditation in Mount Kailash, Lord Shiva heard the sweet vibration of Krishna playing his divine flute, the Bamsri, and he became mesmerized, and he entered into a state of samadhi. He followed that transcendental sound until he came to Vrindavana, where Lord Gopinath was getting ready to start the Maharasa Lila with his gopis. Desiring intensely to join the Rasa Lila, when he came to the entrance of the Rasa Lila place, he was stopped by Yogamaya, who told him no men except Krishna allowed entry. First you must have a gopi rupa, the body of a gopi, the form of a Vraja or Vrindavan milkmaid, a gopi, only then you can enter. Lord Bolanath asked, how can I get gopi rupa? Yogamaya replied, seek the shelter of Vrinda Devi. She will grant you the form of a gopi. Vrinda Devi is Tulsi Mata. Now you see how important she is, right? That's why we worship her every day. In fact, traditionally in India, in the houses of genuine Brahmins, in the entrance they always had Tulsi Devi. And you would have to circumambulate her and give her some water before entering the house. That was a traditional practice in all the houses of the Brahmanas. And even non-Brahmanas, they would do that. Yeah. Tulsi Devi is very special because she blesses the devotee with love for Krishna. So Vrinda Devi asked Lord Shiva to take a dip in the waters of the Mano Sarovara in Vrindavana. You can see that today in near Govardhan. There's the Mano Sarovara pond. It's a big pond. After bathing there, Lord Shiva emerged from the lake with the form of a beautiful gopi. Vrinda Devi then took Lord Shiva in her gopi form to one corner of the Rasa Lila dance. Lord Shiva stood there and prayed to Shri Radha and Krishna for getting prema bhakti, love of Krishna, and devotional service. Then the Rasa dance started. Lord Krishna danced with all the gopis. He also danced very elegantly with Lord Shiva, disguised as a gopi. Then, after some time, they rested, and Lord Krishna said, I'm not getting the usual pleasure from our rasa dance. Something is wrong. It's not right. I think there's another man here, disguised as a gopi. Then he asked Lalita Devi to check all the gopis and make sure no man was lurking amongst them, dressed as one of them. Lalita Devi went around and lifted the veils of all the hundreds of gopis, but couldn't find any man disguised as a woman. She came and reported to Lord Krishna, I've not found any man, but there is one gopi who has 3 eyes. She said that with a puzzled look on her face. Lord Krishna asked her to bring her to him. When the Lord saw the Shiva gopi, he laughed heartily and addressed him. Oh, Gopishwara, Mahadev, I'm very pleased to see you in the form of a gopi. But you know that this rasa is not for grihastas. Therefore, since you have already participated and fulfilled your desire of dancing, now I offer you the post of Rasa Dwara Pala, the gatekeeper of the Rasa Lila. I also give you the blessing that henceforth all the gopis will offer respect to you and seek your blessing to get Gopi Bhava. So, that means that anyone who enters Vrindavan, even today, in the four corners of Vrindavan, there are 4 small temples of Lord Shiva, but as Gopishwara Shiva, Gopishwara Mahadeva. And the Shiva Linga is dressed as a gopi. And you must go and pay your homage to Lord Shiva to get his blessing to enter the holy dham and to achieve Gopi Bhava, or love for Krishna. This is described in the Garga Samhita. So Gopishwara means Lord Shiva is the controller, the Ishwara of the gopis, or the protector of the gopis. Krishna told him to guard the entrance of the rasa dance, and that no one would be allowed to enter the rasa mandala, the place of the rasa dance, without his permission. Lord Shiva, Gopishwara, Mahadeva ki. Gaur Premanandi Haribo. So we'll stop right there. There's plenty of more nectar, but we don't have enough time in our lifetime to hear it all. Okay, so we have opened a small center in downtown Seattle in the Sodo district. Every Saturday night we have a program from 6 to 9. And the location is called Intraspace, the Old Rainier Brewery, but we don't serve any beer, although they make it there. So that's at 3100 Airport Way, South Suite 24 in Seattle. It's very easy to find. It's right off the I-5 on the 6th Avenue entrance before you get to the bridge that takes you to West Seattle. So it's a family-friendly program. It's free. There's plenty of parking. And we do kirtan, satsang, and a lot of fun things. So please keep that in mind. If you're bored on a Saturday night, you can come and see us in Sodo neighborhood. Okay, our sponsors tonight are Vidya Swami in memory of Rajat Rao, Julie Madhusudanan on the birthday of Julie, and Ramnath Vadi and on his daughter Diksha's birthday, and we'll celebrate that right after the Aarti. On February 24th, Saturday, I think it's next week, we have Bala Mela, beginning 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a children's festival. If you want to sign up your child to perform, this is a great time to do it. And on February 25th, we have a Maha cleanup of the temple from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a great opportunity to volunteer and help clean the temple. On March 1st to March the 4th, we're going to celebrate Gaura Purnima, the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, a 4-day festival. On March 25th, we have His Holiness Hridayananda Swami Goswami, who's going to come and visit us. And March 24th, Saturday, from 12 to 5, is Holi celebration in Marymore Park. The Holi celebration in Marymore Park. And March 25th, Sunday, is Shri Ram Navami. So a lot of things, fun things coming up. We want to thank also Ramnath Vadi. They have donated $251 tonight on Diksha's birthday. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. No. No, dum da taka taka dum da taka taka dum. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hey bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hey bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gora, Hari Bol, Nitya Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gora, Hari Nitya Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gora, Hari Bol, Nitya Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora, Hari Bol, Nitya Gora, Hari Nitya Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gora Hari Bol, Nitya Gora Hari Bol, Nitya Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Nitya Gora Hari Bol. Hare Hare Namah, Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Hare Hare Namah, Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Bolo Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Gopala Govinda Ram Shrimad Sardar. Gopala Govinda Ram Shrimad Sardar. Giridhari Govinath Madana Mohan. Giridhari Govinath Madana Mohan. Oh Giridhari Govinath Madana Mohan. Giridhari Govinath Madana Mohan. Madana Mohan, Madana Mohan. Madana Mohan, Madana Mohan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Hare Hare Namah, Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Yadavaya Namah, Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Keshavaya Namah. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Oh Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita. Hare Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita. Bolo Hare Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita. Bolo Hare Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita. Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Nita Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Hari Bol. Nita Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Nita Gora, Hari Bol. Nita Gora Premanandi ki jai, Jai Nantulala, Jai Gopala, Jai Nandulala, Jai Gopala. Jai Nandalala, Jai Gopala, Shri Radhe Govinda, Bhajamale Hari Kyara Namahe. Shri Radhe Govinda, Mana Bhajale Hari Kyara Namahe. Shri Radhe Govinda, Mana Bhajale Hari Kyara Namahe. Shri Radhe Govinda, Mana Bhajale Hari Kyara Namahe. Gopala Hari Kyara Namahe. Nandalala 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 Hari Kyara Namahe. Jai Nandalala, Jai Gopala, Jai Nandalala, Jai Gopala, Bolo Jai Nandalala, Jai Gopala, Jai Nandalala, Jai Gopala, Bolo 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 Jai Nandalala, Jai Gopala, Jai Nandalala, Jai Gopala. Shri Radhe Govinda, Mana Bhajale Hari Kyara Namahe. Hey, Shri Radhe Govinda, Mana Bhajale Hari Kyara Namahe. Gopala Hari Kyara Namahe. Nandalala Hari Kyara Namahe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hey, bola Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Namaste Narasimhaya. Shilatam Kanakalaye, Shilatam Kanakalaye, Ito Nishinga, Parato Nishinga, Ito Nishinga, Parato Nishinga, Yato Yato Yamitato Nishinga, Yato Yato Yamitato Nishinga, Baye Nishinga, Hidaye Singha Hare Singha Hare Singha Radhashina Majim Saranam Prabhade Radhashina Majim Saranam Prabhade Tavakara Kamala Pare Nata Adhuta Singha Radhita Hiranya Kashipu Dahanu Vingha Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Jagadesha Hare Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Jagadesha Hare Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Jagadesha Hare Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Narasingade 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 Haribo, Haribo, Gora Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo, Nitai Gora. Nitai Gora Haribo, Haribo, Gora Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Nitai Gaura Premanande Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Pararajika Chasta Tara Satarishi Shishimat His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavindra Ki Jai Namacharya Sri Harivilas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Shri Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasudeva Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gogobinath Samkunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Mayapura Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Tulasi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Ganga Maya Ki Jai Jamuna Maya Ki Jai Samveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the Sum of devotees, all glories to the Sum of devotees, all glories to the Sum of devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi